Against my apartment window, pavement glistens an answer, reflecting neon signs. The hum of distant cars mixes with the pulse of water. Everything slows slightly without asking. Weather doesn't demand it, collaborates quietly, even when streets feel organized in their own way. I'm watching the window, rain rhythm tonight, letting thoughts match the quiet light. No need to move fast or decide if I stay and listen longer. I'm watching the window, rain rhythm tonight. Footsteps echo over puddles, umbrellas fold and unfold. Someone hums along with the drip, like it's a song meant only for them. Even the city feels poised, patient and aware. Turns out attention can be simple. I don't need to do anything, just feel. Some clarity emerges when left alone. I'm watching the window, rain rhythm tonight, letting thoughts match the quiet light. No need to move fast or decide if I stay and listen longer. I'm watching the window, rain rhythm tonight. Patience beats in the drops, even unnoticed. I let the moment complete itself. Let calm remain. Turns out stillness has its own flow. Rain slows, night continues. Night continues. Rooftop air feels wide, buildings lean quietly, lights blink softly. Street hums drift upward, wind bends between chimneys, even shadows stretch politely. The night moves slowly, like it's rehearsing. Nobody interrupts, no urgency arrives. Some clarity shows in observing. I'm standing on a rooftop tonight, letting the city breathe its way. No need to rush or guide. If I linger with the night, that's fine. I'm standing on a rooftop tonight. Window reflects stories inside, even distant traffic feels like part of the scene. Light scatters gently across walls. Turns out stillness can carry sound. Turns out watching can be enough. I don't need to analyze or define meaning. Some understanding arrives by pausing. I'm standing on a rooftop tonight, letting the city breathe its way. No need to rush or guide. If I linger with the night, that's fine. I'm standing on a rooftop tonight. Ooh, night teaches patience softly. Without words, I let the moment speak. Let rooftop air feels white. Buildings stretch and lean gently. Distant traffic hums like a drum. A bird floats between chimneys. Sun hits the walls just right, casting soft geometry. Even shadows tell stories if you watch. Nobody calls for attention, nobody interrupts. Even movement becomes art if you observe. I'm standing on a rooftop this afternoon, letting the city unfold. No need to control or prove. If I just watch quietly, that's fine. I'm standing on a rooftop this afternoon. Reflect private worlds. Breezes carry faint music. People hurry down streets, oblivious to the rhythm above. Even time feels measured, not forced. Turns out distance gives perspective. I don't need to analyze or define meaning. Some clarity arrives just by pausing. I'm standing on a rooftop this afternoon, letting the city unfold. No need to control or prove. If I just watch quietly, that's fine. I'm standing on a rooftop this afternoon. Teach perspective softly without words. I let the view speak, let calm remain. Turns out observation can be reflection. Elevator hums a familiar note between floors and intentions. Numbers light up without emotion, just quiet ascension. Someone checks the mirror briefly, adjusts nothing at all. The doors hesitate for a second, like they're thinking it over. Nobody speaks in this small box, but nobody's tense. There's comfort in shared silence that doesn't need defense. I'm standing in an elevator between where and when, letting seconds rearrange again. No rush to arrive or pretend. If the pause lasts longer than expected, that's fine. I'm standing in an elevator between where and when. Music plays at low commitment, almost not there. Time stretches its shoulders, doesn't mind the stare. Every ride feels temporary, but still complete. Turns out even movement upward can feel like a seed. I don't need progress to announce every small gain. Some motion works best when it stays plain. I'm standing in an elevator between where and when, letting seconds rearrange again. No rush to arrive or pretend. If the pause lasts lasts longer than expected, that's fine. I'm standing in an elevate between Not every journey needs distance, just directions. Sometimes patience is the action, not the correction. I let the doors open naturally, let timing remain. Every floor counts the same. Soft chime, door slide. Soft chime, door slide.
Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pavement still dark from rain, sky catching its breath. Puddles holding pieces of buildings, nothing in excess. Footsteps echo lighter now, street smells clean and new. City looks briefly unnormal, like it's telling the truth. Everyone walks a little slower, like the ground asks them to. There's something honest in reflection when the surface breaks through. I'm walking through a sidewalk after rain, letting thoughts drip off my frame. No rush to dry everything, no need to explain. If I move slower than before, that's fine. I'm walking through a sidewalk after rain. Clouds thin out like tire curtains, sun peeks through politely. Traffic comes without tension, everything lands lightly. Even the noise sounds rounded, edges softened by time. Every moment feels borrowed, but somehow aligned. I don't need to outrun the day or sharpen my pace. Some clarity comes quietly when it has space. I'm walking through a sidewalk after rain, letting thoughts drip off my frame. No rush to dry everything, no need to explain. If I move slower than before, that's fine. I'm walking through a sidewalk after rain. Water finds its way to stillness without force or speed. Every drop knows where it's going. Eventually I let that lesson follow me. Let patience remain. Turns out forward motion doesn't always strain. And street dry slowly, so do I. Street dry slowly, so do I. Desk a lamp circles a small universe. Paper, screen, and pen. The rest of the room stays unbothered, waiting till when. Outside, traffic has thinned its voice. Inside, thoughts line up slow. This hour doesn't ask questions, it just lets you go. The world feels farther away at this time of night, but clarity shows up easier under softer light. I'm sitting with a desk lamp past midnight, letting effort move without a fight. No pressure to make it perfect, just right. If progress looks smaller up close, that's fine. I'm sitting with a desk lamp. That's fine. Notes stack up in rough sentences, ideas half polished true. Nothing here needs applause, just needs to get through. Time stretches instead of pushing, minutes lose their edge. Even unfinished thoughts feel useful when they're handled gently. I'm not chasing a breakthrough or a final line, just giving attention, one piece at a time. I'm sitting with a desk lamp past midnight, letting effort move without a fight. No pressure to make it perfect, just right. If progress looks smaller up close, that's fine. I'm sitting with a desk. Stillness teaches patience without a speed. Some nights are about showing up, not reaching. I let the quiet carry the load, let focus remain. Turns out steady effort doesn't need strength. Land, click straight. Fluorescent lights sound different after voices fade. Decks hold unfinished sentences from earlier in the day. Chairs roll back in the stillness, monitors glow low. This building changes character when it's left alone. Work feels lighter somehow without the crowd. Focus doesn't need witnesses to be loud. I'm working under lights after everyone's gone, letting silence keep me strong. No pressure to perform or belong. If progress moves quietly tonight, that's fine. I'm working under lights after everyone's gone. Keys tap out, steady patterns, no rush in the sound. Thoughts line up more willingly when no one's around. The clock ticks honestly without demand. Turns out effort feels cleaner when it's unplanned. I don't need recognition or a sign. Some work completes itself over time. I'm working under lights after everyone's gone, letting silence keep me strong. No pressure to perform or belong. If progress moves quietly tonight, that's fine. I'm working under lights after everyone's gone. Solitude sharpens attention without force. Focus finds its rhythm when it's divorced from expectation and noise. Let patience work stays done. Lights click off, work stays done.
Light slips through the curtain gap like it's asking permission. Room still holding yesterday in quiet repetition. Oh, floor feels cool under bare feet. House still half asleep. No plan written on the wall, just time I get to keep. The day hasn't made demands yet, that's my favorite part. Before ghosts start clearing their throat and knocking at the heart, I'm moving through a morning without instructions. No arrows pointing where to go. No checklist waiting for approval. Just letting the tempo show. If I start slow and stay there, that's fine. I'm moving through a morning without instructions. Kettle hums a patient note like it's been here before. Steam rises, curls, disappears, nothing asking for more. Thoughts line up then wander off, no need to pull them back. Some days don't need a headline to stay on track. I don't need momentum yet or a sharpened view. Sometimes clarity shows up when nothing's pushed through. I'm moving through a morning without instructions. No arrows pointing where to go. No checklist waiting for approval. Just letting the tempo show. If I start slow and stay there, that's fine. I'm moving through a morning without instructions. Yeah. Like it's stretching awake, not ready to run. Every second swings gently like it's made of sun. I let the silence finish its thought, let the calm take hold. Turns out direction isn't lost when it's not controlled. Opens his hands, I step in as I am.
Bench under the oak tree, leaves above ripple gently. People pass without notice or concern for me. Air carries fragments of conversation mixed with distant joggers' breath. Sun tilts low, softening edges. Even noise feels intentional. Time doesn't demand, it merely exists. This value in pause unclaimed by schedule. I'm sitting on a quiet park bench today, letting the world drift away. No need to move or measure away. If I stay longer than I plan, that's fine. I'm sitting on a quiet park bench today. Birds up on the grass with ease. Children's laughter fades in waves. Clouds float without destination, like they have no reports to file. Even the breeze seems aware of how slow this moment is. Turns out rest can teach without giving lessons. I don't need to fill the space or manufacture meaning. Some clarity arrives just by staying. stay longer than I planned, that's fine. I'm sitting on a quiet park bench today. Patience moves quietly where attention remains. I let the bench hold me, let calm remain. Turns out breathing can do more than do. Feet touch the ground. I slowly. Books stacked in orderly rows. Dust motes catch stray sunlight. Pages whisper when turned. Chairs creak softly in rhythm. And everyone moves slowly, focused, unspoken. Even the clock hums without pressure. Nobody interrupts, nothing demands. There's a common attention without noise. I'm sitting in library corners today, letting thoughts find their way. No need to hurry or sway. If I linger over a page, that's fine. I'm sitting in library corners today. Pens tap quietly, notes line up in soft order. Windows show movement outside, but the room stays steady. Even breathing feels measured, like a slow song. Turns out learning can exist without strain. I don't need to impress or hurry along. Some focus appears by letting go. I'm sitting in library corners today, letting thoughts find their way. No need to hurry or sway. If I linger over a page, that's fine. I'm sitting in library corners today. Silence teaches patience, not command. I let the room hold its rhythm, let calm remain. Turns out quiet can hold its own weight. But closes, thoughts continue.
Headphones on, nothing playing, just muting the room a bit. Conversations blur in a texture like horns warming up backstage. Yeah, screens flash with urgent updates, all sounding the same. I turn the dial to almost silent, let life refrain. Every voice wants the front seat, every thought wants control, but there's clarity hiding at a lower decibel. I'm living in a low volume world where nothing needs to shout, letting the loud pass over me till it burns itself out. If I don't react on cue, that's fine. I'm living in a low volume world footsteps sync with my breathing. Street noise fades to hum. I notice the way light leans on things it doesn't own. A sparrow lands near my shadow, then thinks better of it. Even moments hesitate sometimes before they commit. I don't need the sharpest signal or the brightest tone. Some truths arrive clearer when they're barely known. I'm living in a low volume world where nothing needs to shout, letting the loud pass over me till it burns itself out. If I don't react on cue, that's fine. I'm living in a low volume world. The beat strips down to brushes, bass just walks the floor. Every sound knows its place now, doesn't push for more. I let the quiet fill the cracks, let space restore. Turns out peace was audible, I just lowered the door. Still living in a low volume world, breathing under the noise. No sudden moves, no sharp replies, just listening by choice. If calm never trends again, that's fine. And I'm living in a low volume world. Yeah. Nothing got louder, but everything made sense.
Dun da 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 dun da 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 ba ba da 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 da.
Yeah. Numbers blink on the crosswalk, counting seconds slowly. Feet shift, waiting for green cars, idle with gentle hum. Someone adjusts their bag, another hums quietly. The city moves in small fragments, each part aware of the rest. Nobody hurries here, even when they could. Some moments exist best in suspended pace. I'm standing at a crosswalk, counting the seconds, letting the pause feel complete. No need to rush or compete. If I wait an extra beat, that's fine. I'm standing at a crosswalk, counting the seconds. Hey, buildings lean softly in the dusk, street lights flicker with patience. Cars pass and disappear like thoughts moving naturally. Even the breeze contributes, gently rearranging everything. Turns out the world is slower than it seems. I don't need to force the light or bend the pace. Some flow exists naturally if you are. Standing at a crosswalk, counting the seconds, letting the pause feel complete. No need to rush or compete. If I wait an extra beat, that's fine. I'm standing at a crosswalk, counting the seconds. Between signals it hums quietly. I let the moment finish itself, let calm remain. Turns out pause carries its own rhythm.
fades without warning. Silence fills the room. Speakers hold their position like they're waiting for a cue. The day doesn't end dramatically, it just loosens its grip. Everything unfinished stays gentle in this dip. Endings don't need explanation to be real. Some closure shows up in how you feel. I'm sitting at the end of a playlist tonight, yeah. Letting quiet feel right, no urge to restart the sound or fight. If I stay here a moment longer, that's fine. I'm sitting at the end of a playlist tonight. Thoughts slow down without rhythm, but still aligned. Memory replay selectively, out of time. The absence of sound feels intentional, like the space between words is functional. I don't need noise to confirm I'm okay. Some balance arrives when tracks fade away. I'm sitting at the end of a playlist tonight, letting quiet feel right, no urge to restart the sound or fight. If I stay here a moment longer, that's fine. I'm sitting at the end of a playlist tonight. Silence isn't empty, it's held like a breath before something else. I let the stillness settle in, let calm remain. Tomorrow can cue itself again. Screen dims, room stays calm.
Yeah. Forecast, promised open skies, clear and wide. Clouds rolled in anyway, didn't explain why. Jacket stayed home on purpose, now I feel the air. Plans adjust without warning, and somehow still work out there. The world doesn't check in before it changes tone. It just shifts the conditions and lets you respond alone. I'm stepping through a day I didn't go as planned, learning how to understand. Like flexibility feels better than demand. If I stop predicting every turn, that's fine. I'm stepping through a day that didn't go as planned. Sad streets shine from light rain. Reflections rearrange. People move with lifted shoulders. Unbothered by the change. Conversations continue make sense as if nothing broke. Turns out the day keeps flowing even when expectations so got only control over weather or timing today. Some balance shows up easier when I let go of the same. I'm stepping through a day that didn't go as planned, learning how to understand. That flexibility feels better than demand. If I stop predicting every turn, that's fine. I'm stepping through a day that didn't go as planned. Adaptation doesn't look dramatic, it just fits. Like finding a different rhythm midway through the mix. I let surprise soften the edges, let patience explain. Now every shift needs a name. Clouds drift, so do assumptions.
tall trees, sunlight dots the ground. Leaves rustle gently in conversation. The squirrel pauses, considering the breeze bends like me without force. Even the shadows move slowly across benches in grass. Nobody hurries here, everything moves by choice. And some motion carries meaning without explanation. I'm walking down the park path this afternoon. Let the steps follow that tune. Don't need to speed or choose. Yeah, yeah. If I lean up by a tree a little longer, that's fine. I'm walking down the park path this afternoon. Y'all can come past softly, dogs stiff and electric. Footfalls dim with distant bird. It's just been a sun that feels patient. Every turn in the path feels deliberate. Yeah, times our movement can be reflected. Yeah, yeah. I don't need to define progress or goal. Someone is standing rises by going slow. I'm walking down the park path this afternoon. Let steps follow their tune. No get to speed or tune. Yeah, if I linger by a tree a little longer, that's fine. I'm walking down the park path this afternoon. Patience exists in motion, even small steps. I let the walk finish itself, let calm me. Turns out observation is reward. Path curves at the Tangy Village. Path curves.
Chair angle toward the window, light doing half the work. Air feels loose, unmeasured, nothing here to impress. Thoughts sit without organizing, no hierarchy, just ideas passing through without questioning me. I used to rush empty hours like they owed me proof. Now I let them exist without a use. I'm staying in a room with no deadline, no clock leaning over my shoulder. Time doesn't need a reason to move slow. Every nothing changes for a while. That's fine. I'm staying in a room with no deadline. Sun shifts quietly across the wall, like it's counting for itself. Every second feels optional, not something I have to help. Redlands easy, natural, no rhythm to chase. The absence of urgency feels like space. I don't need progress to be loud or visible today. Some growth happens silently along the way. I'm staying in the room with no deadline, no clock leaning over my shoulder. Time doesn't need a reason to move slow. If nothing changes for a while, that's fine, that's fine. I'm staying in a room with no deadline. to speak. Turns out rest can move you forward without your feet. Without your feet. Room stays the same. Room stays the same. Room stays the same. Room stays the same. I don't. Feet shift lightly on asphalt. Traffic hums far away. Pedestrians pause, glance around. Some check their watches, some don't. Streetlight changes slow, like it knows the day's tempo. Even the wind bends politely between buildings, and nobody rushes here. Even for a second, some clarity exists in just standing still. I'm pausing at a crosswalk today, letting the city take its way. No need to hurry or force. If I wait an extra beat, that's fine. I'm pausing at a crosswalk today. Car tires hum on wet roads. Paper flutters along curves. Dogs tug on leashes gently. Kids laugh softly down the block. Even the smallest moments feel full. Turns out observing can be enough. I don't need to define grace or measure motion. Some rhythm exists naturally. If I notice, I'm pausing at a crosswalk today, letting the city take its way. No need to hurry or force. If I wait an extra beat, that's fine. I'm pausing at a crosswalk today. Time hums quietly between signals. I let the moment settle. Let calm remain. Turns out patience is found in small parts. Light turns green, steps continue. Bench holds the weight of a moment, nothing more. Paper bags unfold carefully, no rush to restore. Footsteps pass like punctuation between bites. The day keeps going smoothly without my input tonight. This break doesn't need purpose or design. It works just being separate from the line. Sitting through a lunch break in the open air, letting shoulders lower there. No need to optimize the pause or prepare. If I return slightly slower than before, that's fine. I'm sitting through a lunch break in the open air. Conversations float halfway and then disappear. Words negotiate crumbs nearby, unconcerned with careers. Even time seems cooperative right now. Minutes pass without asking how. I don't need distraction to feel away. quietly in broad daylight. I'm sitting through a lunch break in the open air, letting shoulders go there. No need to optimize the pause or prepare. If I return slightly slower than before, that's fine. I'm sitting through a lunch break in the open air. Stillness refuels differently than speed. Sometimes presence is what you need. I let the pause finish itself, let calm remain. Work feels lighter when I re-enter the frame. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bench under the tree, leaves ripple softly. Sun spills onto the path, dog sniffs carefully. Birds hop along branches, people pass in silent streams. Even air moves politely between moments. No one demands attention, no noise intrudes some clarity. It comes from simply sitting. I'm sitting on a park bench today, letting the world find its way. No need to move or change. If I stay a little longer, that's fine. I'm sitting on a park bench today. Children laugh in the distance, breeze carries faint music. Oh, oh. Pigeons are just on the roof. Even sunlight bends. Everything fits together quietly. Turns out observing can teach. I don't need purpose or direction. Some lessons appear in pause. I'm sitting on a park bench today, letting the world find its way. No need to move or change. If I stay a little longer, that's fine. I'm sitting on a park bench today. Stillness is a rhythm, not a void. I let the bench hold me, let calm remain in that grind. Turns out breathing is enough. Feet touch the ground, I rise slowly.
Here, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, what? Path curves between tall trees. Sunlight dots the ground. Leaves rustle gently in conversation. A squirrel pauses, considering the breeze bends slightly. Without force, even the shadows move slowly across benches and grass. Nobody hurries here, everything moves by choice. Some motion
motion carries meaning without explanation. I'm walking down a park path this afternoon, letting steps follow their tune. No need to speed or choose. If I linger by a tree a little longer, that's fine. I'm walking down a park path this afternoon. Yeah. Joggers hum past softly, dogs sniff and retreat. Footfalls blend with distant birds. Even the sunlight feels patient. Every turn in the path feels deliberate. Turns out movement can be reflected. I don't need to define progress or goals. Some understand arrives just by going slow. I'm walking down a park path this afternoon, letting steps follow their tune. No need to speed or choose. If I linger by a tree a little longer, that's fine. I'm walking down a park. I'm walking down a park. Oh, yeah. Oh, patience exists in motion, even small steps. I let the walk finish itself, let calm remain. Turns out observation is reward. Oh, is reward. Path curves, I continue. I continue. Lines of sunlight stretch across the desk like they're measuring time. Dust floats without destination, unconcerned with progress. The screen waits patiently for the next idea. Nothing feels urgent, but everything feels near. Focus arrives without force when pressure leaves. Attention sharpens naturally in the in-between. I'm working under stripes of midday light, letting effort feel like no need to finish everything in one bite. If the pace stays steady and calm, that's fine. I'm working under stripes of midday light. Notes collecting uneven stacks, some useful, some not. Thoughts move like background jazz, loose but on the spot. Time doesn't drag or sprint, it simply holds. The work feels less heavy when it's not controlled. I don't need momentum that overwhelms. Some progress grows quietly by itself. I'm working under stripes of midday light, letting effort feel like no need to finish everything in one Consistency speaks softly, but it stays. Small steps repeat themselves into days. I let the work unfold naturally, let calm remain. Turns out focus doesn't need strain.
Nothing dramatic in the mirror, same face, same day, but something shifted internally without moving a thing. Steps feel lighter for no reason, breath lands where it should. Growth doesn't always announce itself, it just feels good. I used to wait for proof that I was moving ahead. Now I notice how calm feels when it settles instead. Quiet is still movement, still forward, still true. Not everything that changes needs a signal or cue. If no one sees it happen, that's fine. Quiet is still moving. Conversations come and go like trains I don't board. Some used to pull me off balance, now they pass without force. I hold space without gripping, let thoughts rise and fall. There's strength in not reacting to everything at all. I don't need applause for learning to stay. Some lessons land softly and rearrange the day. Quiet is still movement, still forward, still true. Not everything that changes needs a signal or cue. If no one sees it happen, that's fine. Quiet is still moving. Clock ticks steady like a bassist, walking the floor. No rush to impress anyone, no need for more. I let the silence say what it knows, let patience speak. Turns out progress can whisper and still be deep. Nothing looks different, but everything is it. Nothing looks different, but everything is it.
Half-written notes on the desk, pen resting mid-thought. Sun hanging high like it forgot what it was taught. Tasks lined up polite but firm, waiting for my name. I nodded them respectfully, then do nothing the same. I was taught to finish everything, no matter the cost. But some things stay gentle when they stay unfinished and lost. I'm sitting in an unfinished afternoon, no rush to make it resolve, letting hours exist halfway without needing a result. If some things don't get done today, that's fine. I'm sitting in an unfinished afternoon. Dust floats like it's got nowhere else to be but here. Room hums low with daylight, soft and sincere. Thoughts arrive without structure, leave without sound. Not everything needs closure. Stick around, I don't need the full picture or a perfect frame. Some moments stay honest when they don't explain. I'm sitting in an unfinished afternoon, no rush to make it resolve, letting hours exist halfway without needing a result. If some things don't get done today, that's fine. I'm sitting in an unfinished afternoon. Tie stops, watching the door. Every second swings a little like it's heard this before. I let the bass line carry the weight, let effort dissolve. Turns out rest can be progress without being called. The sun lowers slightly, nothing complains. It's not some louder than others, all asking to be heard. I used to open every door, now I listen first. Some thoughts just pass through like trains I don't ride. I watch them disappear on the other side. Mine used to feel like a debate, no winner in sight. Now I let silence moderate what stays, what's lies. Not every thought needs a reply. Not every thought needs a reply. Not every feeling needs a name. Some things settle on their own, you don't intervene. If I let it pass me by, that's fine. Not every thought needs a reply. Needs a reply. Breathing finds its own rhythm without counting bars. Attention drifts inward like dimming stars. I know the space between reactions that I missed before. Turns out calm was always there behind the door. I don't need to solve the moment or finish the line. Some clarity arrives when it's not confined. Yeah. Not every thought needs a reply. Not every thought needs a reply. That's fine, not every thought needs a reply. Baseline walks without instruction, brushes sweep the air. Even music knows restraint, knows when not to stare. I follow that arrangement, let tension untie. Turns out pieces and empty is precise. Mind stays quiet, world stays wide. Mind stays quiet, world stays wide. World stays wide, world stays wide. World stays wide. calls home quietly, but he's low softly. Feet shift without thought, someone checks their phone briefly. Doors open, doors close, each flow passes unannounced. Even the air smells different, as if waiting. Nobody sees, nobody demands a pause is shared. Even silence feels coordinated between strangers. I'm standing in an elevator bar today, and the seconds find a way. No need to perform or react. If the ride feels longer than it should, that's fine. I'm standing in an elevator bars today. A machine in me blends with a breath or a shuffle. Numbers blink and fade, time bends quietly. Even the pool to feel curved like the world allows space. Turns out waiting is productive in itself. I don't need to force arrival or define a pace. Some flow exists naturally if you know me. I'm sitting in an elevator bar today, letting the seconds find their way. Don't need to perform. Even the quiet ones, silent the chorus complete and softly calm remain. Turns out patience as rhythm. Morning doesn't ask permission, it just arrives. Light leaks through blinds like it knows the schedule better than I do. Floor feels colder than expected. Coffee tastes exactly how it should. Nothing remarkable happening, which somehow feels good. Emails stacked like unopened windows, waiting to be seen. But the day feels less demanding when I don't rush the screen. I'm moving through a Monday without resistance, letting time do most of the lifting. No fight with the hours, no insistence. If the pace feels average at best, that's fine. I'm moving through a Monday without resistance. Shoes land in familiar places, sidewalks remember my steps. Traffic hums in practice patterns, nobody's trying to impress. Even the crowds look organized like they showed up on cue. The world keeps running smoothly without asking what I'll do. I don't need motivation speeches or a spark to begin. Some days are built on consistency, quietly winning. I'm moving through a Monday without resistance, letting time do most of the lifting. No fight with the hours, no insistence. If the pace feels average at best, that's fine. I'm moving through a Monday without resistance.
competition, not where it's from. I let the routine hold me up, let effort remain. Turns out showing up counts the same. Clock keeps moving, so do I. No fight, but I was knowing microwave hums like background music. Tasty chairs hold stories. Someone laughs halfway through a sentence. Nobody rushes the summary. Clock ticks louder than usual, but nobody looks up. This room runs on pauses more than productivity cups. These moments don't make reports or charts to show, but something about shared silence feels like it counts. So I'm standing in a break room between the hours, letting rest reset the power. No need to be impressive or louder. If nothing important gets decided, that's fine. I'm standing in a break room between the hours. Snacks line up without judgment. Everyone eats their own pace. Talk stays light by agreement. No pressure to save face. Outside, the work waits patiently. Inside, shoulders drop. Turns out recovery happens in places no one clocks. I don't need a long escape or a change of scene. Sometimes pause fits perfectly in between. I'm standing in a